So councils will often do a preliminary site assessment of sites that are suitable locations for EV infrastructure to be installed. So sites that are generally around amenities such as toilet blocks, cafes, parks, recreation areas, sites of interest, tourist locations. That kind of list of criteria are great locations for sites to be chosen.
The way we kind of divide our charging infrastructure is whether it's for public, for fleet, or for both. And that's probably the first step to really understand to then lead you into understanding what type of charger you want to put in. The last thing you want to do is deploy infrastructure where people don't want it, or it's perceived poorly, and have it vandalised, have issues with it, have community complaints coming through, and when there could have been a really good or perfect option just down the road.
Anywhere from planning to infrastructure, economic development to the traffic committee, these types of internal working parties need to be involved in the conversation, ideally earlier in the planning phase, so then they get an understanding of what their role is throughout the whole process.
Electric vehicle charging space is a pretty new space for councils to be playing in, and I think with that it's really important to align community expectations with that of councils, and the way to do that is to bring community education into the piece.
The idea is to take advantage of what the community is doing and put the appropriate charger in for their activities and their duration of stay in those parking areas. There are basically two models that councils can use to install EV chargers. They can do the own and operate method, which is what Newcastle Council have done, or they can use third-party lease agreements to install EV chargers on council premises.
The really standout feature, I think, and the opportunity for electric vehicle charging is on street parking, particularly for where you've got residents who don't have access to off-street parking.
Focusing on areas that have low planning approval requirements is a good way to fast-track EV uptake and EV installations. Looking at council car parks with no heritage cultural impacts is a good way to achieve this. Having EV infrastructure in place for Newcastle is really important for us because we have a lot of EV drivers in Sydney that come up to Newcastle, and having a place where they can come, know they can charge, and enjoy the weekends on a coastal environment like we have is incredibly helpful. And just by putting EV chargers in, you open yourself to that additional market that you may not have had without.